Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. I am delighted to have today an alum of our program and a guy who's really sort of charted his own course and had an interesting journey since graduating. It has led him to create his own media company. I'm proud to introduce Mr. Taylor Donaldson. Hi,
Hi,
Taylor.
thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Hello.
my pleasure. As you know, this is part of a collection of videos that we're posting to the OETA Student Day. And so these are students who are majoring in broadcasting, journalism, media, probably also into some marketing as well. And um, and so what I wanted to do was show people that it wasn't just about heading to a radio station or a television station, that there are a number of career opportunities out there. And so I've been having them think about that. And we've been interviewing folks who've been in all forms of media and broadcasting. So my first question to you today would be, since graduating at Southeastern, can you kind of give us a little quick rundown of sort of uh, where your journey has been in terms of employment? Because I know it has some interesting twists and turns there.
Sure. So after I graduated from Southeastern, I started working at Six Flags over Texas. And just within the 3 years that I was there, I went from working in entertainment, I worked in lighting, and then I worked with the costume characters. And then I ended up working in radio, and I was a supervisor over Six Flags Radio, which was great because I got to pick all of the music. I got to host all the concerts. I got to meet great artists. And then from there, I started working with various theaters throughout North Texas, the Grand Barrier Opera House, Hopeful Theater Project, and the Texas Amphitheater, which is home of the second largest outdoor amphitheater in Texas. And so I've actually been working with them for the past 3 years. And at the end of 2018, I was talking with some friends and talking with management at the Glen Rose Amphitheater, and decided to start my own theater marketing and management company.
Awesome.
And that's what I've been doing since then.
Fantastic. You talk about one thing I wanted to pick up on is Six Flags having its own radio station. There are lots of theme parks, especially, that will have their own micro transmitter and be doing that. In fact, when you're in the park, what you hear is Six Flags Radio, blah 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 blah, and it's not only playing music, but it's giving out information about attractions and things that are coming, and it's fantastic to think about that is another potential gig that people don't think about, and certainly someone who's had a good deal of radio experience might be something to search for. But I like that. I know specifically when you were working at Six Flags, you really worked your way up into a position of some authority there. I know that when you were also, sort of helping out, like when our performance group, our musical theater performance group, went to Six Flags, you were the person that schedules those events, get those people to the stage they're supposed to be at, gets the little concert promoted. So all of those kinds of things, that's a lot to manage.
Yeah.
That's quite and to know that every day is a brand new day.
Absolutely. And there were different brands that I would work with. So I would, it'd be Tuesday and they'd say, hey, this Friday we have Juicy Fruit. And so here's your Juicy Fruit t-shirt. You have to go stand out for 2 hours and talk about Juicy Fruit. And I mean, that was just another part of the job. And it was fantastic. It was so much fun to work with Juicy Fruit and Allegra and Haribo fruit snacks. I mean, Coca-Cola. I was able to do ads for some of these brands that went on to play at different Six Flags theme parks throughout the United States.
And also making connections with those marketing teams.
Absolutely.
And being able to capture that sort of expanded work group and capture that information and keep those people in your phone, because you never know when you might have the chance to work with or for them again. So that's great. So in 2018, you launched your own business. get it up on its feet just in time for 2020, which we are calling the year of the spoiled brat,
Yes.
um, to come in and throw tantrums and sort of talk to me a little bit about how the COVID-19 pandemic has had an impact on you and on your business.
So primarily my niche is theater. That's my background. And so I have worked with theaters and actors and dancers and technicians. So when I started my business, that's who it was for. It was for those people who want to be on stage or behind the scenes, but really want to up their level and up their game when it comes to their website and their reel and their resume. That's where I came in. And so since March, we're in this, what I like to call intermission. And there are a lot of theaters that are up and running and they're doing things safely. They're doing things virtually or with certain regulations, but there are a lot of theaters that are down right now in this time that we call intermission. And so since March, I have kind of broadened things and started working with nonprofits, and really I've been wanting to help small businesses. Right now, I'm working with a photographer in Mississippi, and I'm working with a new author in Oklahoma who writes under many different pen names. And so I'm kind of helping her to get her brand together. And we just finished her branding package and working on a website now, which is really fun. So it was definitely a challenge, and I'm not gonna lie, there that first from March and April, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? And luckily I had another job, which allowed me just to take a step back and look at all of my options and think, okay, this is the next challenge. And so I was able to start taking some online classes and some online workshops, and it's helped me make friends in Austin and San Diego. And I've been able to network and really been able to up my experience and some of the things that I've just had to teach myself. And so it's been interesting. It's been fun. It's been real, not real fun.
But what I love what you're saying there, and I want to pick up on that, is this concept of not waiting for something to happen, but getting out and making something happening, even if it's signing up for additional courses and training. Because I know a lot of people have been doing that. I myself took a 14-day workshop in sort of advanced framing and camera technology, and getting better at using the DSLR. And so I was, because full disclosure, I'm not a technician, I'm a performance person. So, but I thought, I want to be better at that. And so during the pandemic, I also took a couple of classes, and in order to sort of, well, it's perfect time to do continuing education. So you might as well do it. So that's great. That's great. My next question is Taylor, this is going to be going out to a lot of students who are still in school, many of them who may have as many as 4 semesters still left before they graduate. And so they certainly have time to sort of look for some elective courses that they might plug in, that might be helpful and useful as they enter the workforce right now. Or they may be thinking about their internship and sort of where they're going to go and what they're going to do. Based on your experience in being out of school and having to sort of work for larger corporations and then still stay in nonprofit, but then also launch your own business. If you had some advice to students right now in terms of, here are some experiences I would think, here are some skill sets that you should think about, maybe even some courses, maybe that might help you. What advice would you give students for some practical stuff, some practical advice for them of things to think about doing or taking or getting involved with prior to graduating?
I would say keep your mind open. If the minute that you put yourself in a box, that's when you lose, basically, because You know, like I said, for me, if I would just sit and wait, okay, well, I'm just going to wait for theaters to open, which right now we don't know when that's going to be for all of us to go back to 100%. I would have lost my business. And so keep your mind open to all of the possibilities that are out there. Take classes that you might be uncomfortable with. Take those theater classes. You know, as someone with a background in theater, I can tell you, and I didn't do theater in high school. I didn't start in theater until college. And so it's something that helped me tremendously after graduating, because I had those skills that I learned in those classes that have helped me. And then also, you're meeting people outside of your comfort zone. You're meeting people outside of your network. There are people that are not in my network that have helped me since starting my own business. I have friends that are in construction and they own their own business. And they were the first people that I went to when I thought, I think I want to start my own business. Not only did they push me, but they helped me and gave me the necessary tools to get started. They were the ones that were like, okay, you need to do an LLC. We have an attorney that you can talk to. Here's some accounting people that are some friends of ours. And they basically set me up for success. And you need those people in your corner. They're great friends of mine. You need those people. And when you start networking and when you get out of your comfort zone, you're setting yourself up for success.
Absolutely. I know that we have, of course, this class called online video, which is sort of a broad sort of beginning hands-on media course. The title is a little dated. We've got to work on that, but of the class. But what it is it's everything about basically using this device to launch your own mini media company, in terms of learning about the basics of video editing, audio editing, YouTube, social media, driving traffic to creating content and then driving traffic to it, and using all the apps and different things that are out there online to help you if you're a one-man media company, like using Fiverr, outsourcing things in a Fiverr gig when you've got 12 things to do. I don't need to create this, I don't need to be the person that does the transcript of this video and adds the subtitles. I can pay someone $5 and they can do it for me. And so using those tools that are out there available to you. I have a new app. Can I tell you about a new app that I'm in love with? And
Yes, please.
You probably already know about it. I have two that I'm looking at. I'm just sharing those with you, and everybody here is getting this for free. There's an app called Canva, Canva. Do you know it? Isn't it the best?
Love it.
It is the best. It is
love it.
Out content in a second. I mean,
yes.
It's great, and it's fantastic. And someone says, "Is that cheating to use that?" And I went, "No, it's called winning. It's called
using your resources.
I'm going to use the internet fully. What it's like typing with one hand is the better way of typing. No, you type with both hands because you can do it. So Canva, I love that. And there's a new product out that I don't know how new it is, but it's new to me, called Manicam, Manycam. And it is essentially a multi-input switcher. So it's designed sort of for like webcam stuff like this, where you can have different sources. You can have different phones, using your phones as multiple cameras, and kind of switch in different video sources into a Zoom. But you don't have to do it on these kind of video platforms. You can just use it as a switcher. And it's got all these resources available to it. We bought a product years ago called Livestream. I think we paid almost 10 grand for it, maybe 10 years ago. This has everything that has, and it's $69. And it's awesome. And you don't have to hook up, you just hook up, old cell phones to it. And
right.
So, you've got multiple camera angles and stuff. So Manycam, that's a little freebie for you right there, Manicam. So there it is. Taylor, thank you so much for joining us today. Do you have any sort of parting shots or sort of last words of wisdom to anyone who's about to graduate in this weird time that we're in?
Keep your head up. You got this. You've made it this far, right? So keep going, and don't be afraid to reach out to people in your circle if you need a boost of encouragement.
And of course, the old saying, if you want to know how to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
That's right.
So just when you think, I got it all laid out, this is what I'm going to be doing. Oh dear, that's
Yeah.
not a whole journey there. So, well, great. Thank you again for joining us today, and thank you, Taylor, for sharing some of your experiences with us. We'll see you all later. Thank you. Bye.